Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the world looks softer than it should. The edges of the furniture in your bedroom seem slightly out of focus. The numbers on your phone blur just enough that you have to squint. You rub your eyes, blink a few times, and tell yourself it's just sleep still clinging to your vision. But deep down, a quiet worry starts to form. What if this isn't temporary? What if the clarity you once took for granted is slowly slipping away while you sleep, night after night, and you only notice it when it's already advanced? Millions of people across America are living this exact quiet fear right now. They sit in front of screens all day, drive at night with headlights that suddenly feel too bright, and struggle to read the fine print on a medicine bottle. They never connect the dots to the silent work their eyes are trying to do while the rest of the body rests. That overnight repair window is when your vision either recovers or quietly declines. And the truth most people never hear is that 3 ordinary fruits eaten at the right time can give your eyes the exact materials they need to rebuild clarity while you sleep. If you've ever felt that moment of panic when the world looks less sharp than it used to, you already understand why this matters. Your eyes are not just windows. They are living tissue that regenerates every single night. The light-sensitive cells in your retina break down and rebuild. The tiny blood vessels that feed them open and close. Antioxidant defenses rise and fall. When those processes lack the right nutrients, blurry vision creeps in gradually, almost politely, until one day you can no longer ignore it. That is why so many of us wake up and notice the soft edges first thing in the morning. The overnight repair simply did not have what it needed. Before we go any further, if this message is already speaking to something you've felt in your own eyes or in the eyes of someone you love, take a second right now to press like and subscribe to Health Journey. That small action tells the algorithm that content like this deserves to reach more people who are quietly worrying about their vision. It also lets us keep bringing you these deep, honest conversations about the health of your body without the noise and the fear-mongering. Your support keeps this channel focused on real, practical hope. Now let me tell you about a woman named Carol. She was 62, lived in Ohio, and had always prided herself on her sharp eyesight. She never needed glasses for driving. Then one winter, she started noticing that the street signs at night looked fuzzy, almost like someone had smeared petroleum jelly on the lenses of the world. She blamed the cold weather and the dry heat in her house. She bought eye drops. She rubbed her eyes more. Nothing changed. 6 months later, she could barely read the subtitles on her television without leaning forward. Her doctor said the beginnings of age-related changes were present, but nothing dramatic yet. Carol left the office feeling both relieved and terrified. What she did not know then was that her retina was starving for specific compounds that are most active during the deep stages of sleep. She started adding 3 simple fruits to her evening routine. Within weeks, the morning blur began to soften. Within a couple of months, she was reading the small print on her grocery receipts again without reaching for her reading glasses. Her story is not unique. It is simply one of the quieter victories that happen when people finally give their eyes the overnight tools they have been missing. Blurry vision is rarely just about the surface of the eye. Yes, dryness plays a role, screen time plays a role, aging plays a role, but underneath those surface complaints is a deeper process of oxidative stress and incomplete cellular repair. Every time light hits your retina, free radicals are generated. Those unstable molecules attack the delicate membranes of the photoreceptor cells. During the day, the damage accumulates. At night, the body tries to mop it up, rebuild the visual pigments, and restore the tiny capillaries that keep everything nourished. When your diet lacks the right antioxidants and carotenoids, that overnight cleanup falls short. The result is the soft focus you notice when you first open your eyes in the morning. The good news is that nature already packaged the exact nutrients your eyes need into 3 common fruits. When you eat them in the evening, those compounds become available precisely when the repair machinery is most active. The first fruit is the blueberry. These little dark berries are packed with anthocyanins, the same pigments that give them their deep color. Anthocyanins do something remarkable inside the eye. They help regenerate rhodopsin, the light-sensitive protein in the rod cells that allows you to see in low light. They also strengthen the walls of the tiny blood vessels that feed the retina, and they neutralize free radicals that would otherwise damage the macular tissue. Research has shown that people who regularly consume blueberries experience measurable improvements in contrast sensitivity and faster recovery from glare. Think about driving at night. Headlights from oncoming cars create that temporary blindness that lasts a few seconds longer than it used to. That is often a sign that rhodopsin regeneration is slowing down. Blueberries support that regeneration while you sleep. A simple handful of fresh or frozen blueberries about an hour before bed gives your body time to absorb the anthocyanins, so they are circulating during the deepest stages of rest. You can eat them plain or mix them into a small bowl of plain yogurt if you tolerate dairy, or simply thaw a portion of frozen berries and enjoy them as they are. The key is consistency and timing. The overnight window is when these compounds do their quietest and most important work. The second fruit is the kiwi. Most people think of kiwi as a sweet breakfast fruit or a garnish on a fruit plate. What they do not realize is that kiwi is one of the most concentrated natural sources of vitamin C you can find, and it also carries meaningful amounts of lutein. Vitamin C is highly concentrated in the fluid that bathes the front of the eye and in the lens itself. It acts as a powerful antioxidant that protects the proteins in the lens from the clouding that leads to cataracts. Lutein settles into the macula and acts like internal sunglasses, filtering high-energy blue light and reducing oxidative stress. But kiwi offers something extra that the other fruits do not. Several studies have shown that eating 2 kiwis about an hour before bed improves sleep onset and sleep quality. Better sleep means longer periods of deep repair for the entire body, including the eyes. When the body reaches the deeper stages of sleep, blood flow to the retina increases, and the cellular cleanup processes accelerate. Kiwi supports both the nutrient side and the sleep side of the equation. Choose ripe kiwis that yield slightly to gentle pressure. Peel them or scoop out the flesh with a spoon. 2 medium kiwis in the evening is a simple, delicious habit that many people find easy to maintain. The slight tartness becomes part of the wind-down ritual, a signal to the body that rest and repair are about to begin. The third fruit is the orange, or any easy-to-peel citrus like a tangerine or clementine. Citrus fruits deliver high levels of vitamin C along with a family of flavonoids that support the health of the small blood vessels throughout the body, including those in the eye. One long-term study followed thousands of adults for 15 years and found that people who ate at least 1 orange a day had a dramatically lower risk of developing advanced macular degeneration compared to those who rarely ate them. The combination of vitamin C and flavonoids appears to protect the delicate capillary network that keeps the retina oxygenated and nourished. During sleep, when blood pressure naturally dips and circulation patterns shift, those vessels need every bit of support they can get. An orange in the evening is gentle on the stomach for most people and provides a clean source of hydration as well. The natural sugars are balanced by fiber, so the energy release is steady rather than sharp. Many people find that the simple act of peeling an orange becomes a mindful moment before bed, a small sensory pleasure that marks the transition from the busy day into restorative night. These 3 fruits work together in a quiet synergy. Blueberries bring the anthocyanins that support rhodopsin and capillary strength. Kiwi brings the vitamin C, lutein, and the sleep-enhancing effect. Oranges bring additional vitamin C and the vascular protective flavonoids. Together, they address the major pathways of overnight eye repair, antioxidant defense, visual pigment regeneration, macular protection, and healthy blood flow. You do not need expensive supplements or complicated protocols. You need consistency and timing. Aim to eat a serving of each within the hour or 2 before you turn out the lights. A small bowl of blueberries, 2 kiwis, and 1 orange is a realistic evening snack for most adults. If that feels like too much fruit at once, rotate them across the week so that every night includes at least 2 of the 3. The goal is steady availability of these compounds during the repair window, not perfection. There are a few practical details that make the difference between mild benefit and noticeable change. First, choose whole fruit whenever possible. Juices remove the fiber and concentrate the sugars in a way that can spike blood glucose, which is not ideal before sleep. Second, if you use frozen blueberries, let them thaw for a few minutes so the cell walls soften and the anthocyanins become more available. Third, pair the fruit with a tiny bit of healthy fat if it feels right for your digestion. A few almonds or a spoonful of full-fat yogurt can help the absorption of the fat-soluble carotenoids like lutein. Fourth, give the habit at least 3 to 4 weeks before you judge the results. Cellular repair is gradual. Many people notice that the morning blur softens first. then the glare from headlights becomes less intense. Then the fine print on packaging starts to look clearer without the usual squinting. These are not dramatic overnight miracles. They are the quiet accumulation of better overnight recovery. While the fruits are doing their work, there are a few daily habits that amplify the results. Give your eyes regular breaks from screens using the simple 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Keep the humidity in your bedroom reasonable so your eyes do not dry out overnight. Stay hydrated during the day so the tear film that protects the surface of the eye stays healthy. And most importantly, protect your sleep. The fruits support the repair process, but deep, uninterrupted sleep is when that process actually happens. If you are chronically sleep deprived, even the best nutrition will struggle to keep up with the accumulated damage. I want to speak directly to the fear that many of you are carrying. Blurry vision feels personal. It threatens independence. It makes driving at night stressful. It turns reading into a chore. It can make you feel older than you are. That fear is valid, but it does not have to be the end of the story. Your eyes are remarkably resilient when they receive the right support at the right time. The 3 fruits we have talked about today are not exotic or expensive. They are available in nearly every grocery store in America. They taste good, they fit easily into an evening routine, and they work with the natural rhythms of your body rather than against them. If you have been noticing changes in your vision, or if someone you love has started squinting more or complaining about headlights, I invite you to try this simple evening practice for the next 30 days. Notice how your eyes feel when you first wake up. Notice whether the soft edges begin to sharpen. Notice whether the world looks a little more defined by the end of the month. Then come back here and tell us about it. Leave a comment and share what you experienced. Did the morning blur ease? Did night driving feel less stressful? Did you find a favorite way to prepare the fruit? Your stories help other people who are quietly struggling with the same worry. And if this information feels valuable, share the video with a parent, a spouse, a friend, or anyone whose eyesight matters to you. Vision is one of those things we rarely talk about until it starts to fade. Spreading practical hope is one of the kindest things we can do for each other. Here at Health Journey, we believe that the body is always trying to heal when we give it the right conditions. Sleep is the most powerful healing window we have. These 3 fruits simply supply the raw materials the eyes need during that window. Blueberries for the anthocyanins that rebuild visual pigments and strengthen tiny vessels. Kiwi for the vitamin C, lutein, and the gentle push toward deeper sleep. Oranges for the additional vitamin C and the flavonoids that protect the delicate blood supply. Together, they form a quiet overnight alliance that works while you rest. As you finish watching this, take a moment to check in with your own eyes. How do they feel right now after a day of screens and light and focus? Imagine giving them the support they have been quietly asking for. Imagine waking up a few weeks from now and noticing that the world looks a little sharper, a little clearer, a little more like the world you remember. That possibility is real. It begins with a handful of berries, 2 soft kiwis, and 1 bright orange placed on the counter each evening. It continues with the consistent choice to honor the repair work your body does while you sleep, and it grows every time you choose nourishment over neglect. Thank you for spending this time with us on Health Journey. Your eyes carry the light of your life. They deserve the quiet care that happens in the dark hours when the rest of the world is still. Give them these 3 fruits. Give them the gift of better overnight recovery. And then watch, slowly and steadily, as the soft edges begin to come back into focus.